Okay, I'm Craig Will, and I'm going to talk to you about Wrestlemania. I'm not going to do what everyone else has done and talked about the actual Wrestlemania, because everyone knows that didn't really deliver. I'm going to talk about the Wrestlemania that could have been, what could have happened. We'll start out with who wants to see Great Khali versus Kane. I sure as hell don't. What I would have preferred to see would have been Jimmy Wang Yang versus Gregory Helms. Let me explain. At the Cruiserweight Open, you have Gregory Helms and Jimmy Wang Yang. Chavo Guerrero didn't come out. Not a factor. So instead, you have the longest reigning Cruiserweight champion, a year and a month reign. Then you have the man that beat him. It will deliver in the ring. It would be a good match. Yeah, WWE would need to get behind it, but they could quite easily get behind it, and it could be a nice little spot and fill a spot on the card, as opposed to Great Khali Kane, which stunk up the whole night. Then what you do? Let's see. Women's title match. You have Victoria, who is probably, I think, one of the best women's wrestlers out there. I haven't caught many women wrestlers on the indie scene, so I don't tend to think of Victoria as a women's wrestler. I just think of her as a wrestler, which for me is kind of a compliment. So I don't go, oh, it's a diva, or it's a woman. I go, that's Victoria. So it's the same as if it's an actual wrestler. Not an actual wrestler, but a wrestler. Then I'm looking, so you're looking at Victoria versus Mickie James. If you want, you can bring Melina in there, but I don't really think she's needed. But maybe, so maybe you have a triple threat. There's no way Ashley should be anywhere near Mania. But anyway, so you have that triple threat. You have the Psycho heel diva, you have Mickie James, the champion, and then you have the jealous heel, Hollywood heel, whatever, Melina. That's an interesting match in my opinion. You have Ric Flair versus Carlito. This match should have been on Mania. It's just like, why wasn't it? It doesn't make sense not to have it. You can either have them. You can either have one heel. There's a whole bunch of ways you can make this exciting. You could have Ric Flair turn heel on Carlito, saying you don't earn your spot. You haven't earned your spot. Boom, boom, chop him. Plug figure 4. Build up to this match. Or you have Carlito turn on Ric Flair. You're telling Carlito what to do? That's not cool, Ric Flair. That's not cool. And so there's so many, and you get. I'm just from his promo. His promo is real. Maybe it wasn't directed at Carlito, but it was directed at other people, and they could have used that, and they could have capitalised on that. You're looking at the Mania. You're looking at Battle of the Billionaires. In itself, it's not that good a match. Umaga versus Lashley. Okay, if you're going to go with Umaga versus Lashley, I personally wouldn't, but I'll go into that in a minute. You can have, if you were enforcing the brand extension, what you do is you have Umaga there on Raw, and then Bobby Lashley there on ECW. Bobby Lashley destroying everyone on ECW week in, week out. Boom, 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 leading up to Mania. And a streak developing. Same with Umaga on Raw. So you build them up parallel, so you actually have people wanting to see Umaga versus Bobby Lashley for themselves, saying, oh, who's going to win? You don't actually know because they will build up equally. As opposed to the build up, you knew Bobby Lashley was going, not only because of the Donald Trump losing his hair, wouldn't lose his hair, but because they weren't built up. Umaga wasn't really built up. He should have been coming out with Umaga, with Alejandro Estrada, and talking smack about Lashley, or not about Lashley, but about his opponents, and drilling him and killing him. And it's like that would have been money earned. Otherwise, what you do is you pick good wrestlers to represent them. You go, Donald Trump goes out, Vince, I got your best wrestler. I got Chris Benoit. Chris Benoit in a Mania match, a more important Mania match, and then Vince goes, you think he's my best wrestler? My best wrestler's at home. My best wrestler is away at the moment. Brings in Y2J. One night deal. Y2J comes in playing the heel. So you got Y2J heel versus Chris Benoit. Battle of the Billionaires. Same situation as anything. Whatever. Better build up. it just mean more, right? Instead of having let's see, bear with me. Instead of having John Cena versus Shawn Michaels, what you have is you have John Cena versus Edge versus Randy Orton, triple threat match. You have Rated RKO took out DX. That's why they formed. But then they decided, we got a good thing going. We destroyed DX. We destroyed the greatest faction in WWE history. Now we're coming after you, Cena. We want the titles. It doesn't matter which one of us wins, but one of us will beat you. And that's what you do. You put it over. They have the conflict that they've got now, but they're working for a common cause to take out Cena. I think it'd be good. You have that. So your other main event, what I would have still had Taker win the Royal Rumble, but what I've had is I had Shawn Michaels lose a leaves Raw match and go over to SmackDown and win the World Heavyweight title. So you have Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels at Mania. That, I think, would be money. From what I saw at the beginning of the end of the Royal Rumble, that was exciting. It had me entertained, had me wanting more. I wanted to see that. I wanted to see Taker versus Shawn Michaels go one-on-one. And why not at Mania with the streak on the line? I mean, it's a hell of a lot more than Batista versus Undertaker. And you can play it up. It's Undertaker's streak versus Shawn Michaels is the first man to win. He's the first man, I think he's the first man to win the ladder match, Hell in a Cell, and was it Elimination Chamber? I think Elimination Chamber. So you can play off that Shawn Michaels has got his own legacy on his line, and that's a lot more interesting to me than Batista, who is quite blatantly going to lose. Because either way, yeah, sure, Undertaker would still win, but I reckon it'd be interesting because it's been a while since they've tussled. I know they've tussled before, but I think it'd be money. Money in the Bank. You don't fill it with already main event guys. Randy Orton doesn't need to be there. Edge doesn't need to be there. He doesn't need to earn a spot into the main event. He's already there. So instead, you put up and coming guys. That's why Shelton Benjamin's there. You put Shelton Benjamin back into the Money in the Bank. Why have Edge, who was injured anyway, couldn't do anything, or not anything, but you get my point. And when Shelton Benjamin's sitting on the sidelines, that's just bizarre. I mean, tag teams. It's difficult to come up with tag team stuff to do because WWE don't have any tag teams. But say you don't put Shelton in there, you put World Greatest Tag Team versus London and Kendrick. That'd be a hell of a match. Yeah, it's so frustrating. This is me just sitting down, giving you ideas, and WWE creative team can't come up with anything better. It's annoying. Anyway, that's my thoughts on Mania for now. Leave comments if you want. I'm going to try doing some more videos. See if you like them. If you don't, tell me. If you like them, tell me. Alright?